Okay, we're starting this new chapter on Protist, and it's not the most exciting chapter that we've ever had, but it definitely is the most diverse. Now, when I say the most diverse, I mean that there's more organisms in this particular kingdom, which is Protista, than any of the other kingdoms. It's also one of the kingdoms where nothing really fits. So if you look at your first line there, we can see that protists are either going to be unicellular, which means they're made of one cell, or they're going to be multicellular, which means they're made of more than one. And they're eukaryotic, which means that they have a nucleus and they have all the other membrane bound organelles like mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, but they don't fit into the plant kingdom, they don't fit into the fungi kingdom, or into the animal kingdom. In order to be in the plant kingdom, an organism has to have true roots, stems, or leaves. Protists don't have that. They don't, they're single celled organisms or multi, but they don't have those three features. Fungi are different as well. Fungi obtain their nutrients, they're heterotrophs, so they're not capable of photosynthesis, and of course, these don't fit into the animal kingdom. So actually, this kingdom is referred to as the catch-all kingdom. It's sort of like your kitchen drawer, where you've got a lot of different organisms in there, but none of them are unified. So the only real thing that this kingdom has that can unify it is the fact that they're all karyotic. Now, that second line says that protists are made of eukaryotic cells and they're the most diverse. So, again, that means that they do have a nucleus and membrane bound organelles, so they're eukaryotes. Our only prokaryotes were bacteria, and they are the most diverse. We're going to have teeny tiny organisms like the amoeba, and we're also going to be talking about seaweed. They don't really have anything in common. It's not like bacteria where you can say, okay, they all do this, they all do that. With protists, that's not the case. They're all over the place. So they're completely different than any other kingdom. And I think that's what makes it a little bit more difficult, is because you have to remember a lot of different things about organisms that aren't really unified. Now, looking at the bottom, protists have varying body plans and types of movement. And that means that they have different ways of obtaining food. For some of these body plans, that just means what does their body look like. If we're talking about seaweed, of course, we're talking about long cylindrical organisms. And if we're talking about protists, such as an amoeba, it's going to have a completely different body form. They also move differently. Some of these are going to move by means of flagella. Some of these are going to be moving by cilia. And some of them, like the amoeba, it has what's called an amoeboid movement because it just extends its foot, which is called a pseudopod. It extends it, the cytoplasm streams into the foot, and they can get their movement that way. Okay, on to slide 2.